What's up, guys? So I thought I would throw together week three's footage in the background while I sort of recap everything that happened. I'll try to put only the relatively important moments here. So, day one, we did our 3x3 with 250 pounds. It moved pretty well. It was difficult enough, but also easy to the point where I was surprised at how tough it was. I felt like maybe this was, closer to an 8 or a 7. And that really shocked me because that would mean that I'm definitely the strongest I've ever been. This is obviously followed by my cat sets. I'm still trying to figure out whether I want to do 3s or 5s on the cat sets. It feels too easy to do 3s, but it feels like I'm sort of missing the point if I do 5s. So this week I did do 3s, and these cat sets are weird, and I don't really like them, but I'm going to stick with them throughout the rest of this sort of training cycle. Overhead press on day one was 135. Added my fourth set, so I did 4 sets of 5 and then an AMRAP. This is with a plate, and on my AMRAP set, I got 8 reps, which was pretty cool. This is moving well with my bench press, so that's good to see. But what is not moving well is my chins. I did get 6 sets of 2 this week, but they were pretty tough, and they're not getting any easier, which is a little concerning, and I'm definitely thinking that I overestimated my sort of max chin-ups at this point. And also, now that I'm starting to squat again, I'm conscious of my bicep, because every time I try to do low bar squat, once I get to a significant amount of weight, my bicep starts to hurt, and I have some residual tendonitis as well, so might have to rotate out chins and rotate in actual pull-ups, or just rotate out that movement altogether. And I can do chin-ups when I really focus on cutting to the maximum, even though I'm kind of trying to do that now. But anyway, so on day two, I did some lower body stuff. We're up to 155 pounds on the squat, which is around like 50%. And on the deadlifts, it's the same deal. We're at 175 pounds on deadlifts, which is around 50%. So that's good. Pendlay rows, I did 3 sets of 6 on day 2, which was decent. Although I'm starting to get a decent amount of fatigue on these, and I'm wondering how much more I can kind of progress on them, just because, one, I'm conscious of lower back fatigue now that the deadlift is starting to become a bit heavier. I know it's still less than 200 pounds, but once it gets over 200 pounds, I'm going to need to be conscious of that. And I'm also wondering what I'm really getting out of these Pendlay rows, just because I'm trying to be really strict about my form, but at the same time, I don't really know if I'm getting the sort of lat activation or upper back activation that I really want out of them. So I'm thinking I might rotate them out. We'll see. And then of course I did other upper back related exercises like cable rows and chest support rows for that day. So for the overhead press primary day, we bumped up to 160 for the 3x3. And again, it was challenging, but it was surprisingly easier than I thought it was going to be, which is a good sign, because I think it means I'm getting a training effect, but also that I'm in a very good place strength-wise. So hopefully I'm really, really considering doing some sort of peak. But right now, obviously the knee is number one priority, and trying to heal that up, as well as cutting. And again, I did triples for my cat sets this week. I feel like out of the two, they benefit the bench a little bit more, and with these on the overhead press, I just feel like I have a tendency to get really sloppy. Whereas I think I have more control of the bench when we talk about cat sets. So I don't know. Again, fun training concept. definitely fun to execute, but I don't know if I'll be revisiting these at least for a while, and I might have to have somebody sort of teach me the value of it. But on the bench press, we were at 215, which is a weight bump, I know, but I just felt like last week was not quite what I wanted. I got like 14 reps on my AMRAP, and it was like, it's almost like, what am I even doing with this? I don't want to get that many reps. That's just excessive. It means I started too light. So I did a little weight bump, which is, I know, a little bit of I think it was a 10-pound weight bump too. I think last week I was at 205, so it was 215 this week. And I did my AMRAP and I got 12. I got 12. Now, granted, these are touch and go instead of paused, but I mean, 12? Again, simply something I was not expecting. So, might have to make another adjustment, or, I might just, be reasonable and just keep going from here. I did 5 sets of 3 for my chins this week, and I did some hammer curls at the end of the workout. And then for the final day this week, I moved up to 55% on my squat and my deadlift, which was 185 and 205 respectively. I did rotate out Pendlay rows for this day, and I just stuck with cable rows, and I went in on lat pull downs. And here's the reason why I rotated out the Pendlay rows. It's because I was feeling a little bit of fatigue in my lower back, especially from squatting, and that is a little bit cause for concern, but it's not really something I'm super worried about. Just because it's not a huge issue and I feel fine the next day, so I didn't aggravate anything. But it is something to keep an eye on, and I do want to minimize lower back fatigue as much as possible. So I decided to just go ahead and just skip the Pendlay rows and just do sort of machine and cable work. So I did, like I said, I did the shoulder with cable rows, and then I did shoulder, and then I did close grip lat pull downs, and then I finished off with some rear delt flies because all the ropes were taken. And that concludes week 3 of my upper body all-time program. Some final thoughts before I close out. I feel pretty good. My knee still feels good. Not 100%, but we're getting there. And I'm in a good place strength-wise, and I really just wish that I could train my legs again at full strength. I'm starting to get a little anxious here. Low bar is definitely taking a lot out of me in terms of just trying to learn it. It's very awkward for me, and I don't really know why. So that's probably going to be the focus that I have to go through on the rest of this week. But yeah, that's kind of it. We're still trucking along here, and we're making gains, and my bench and overhead press feel really, really good. So I might mess around and try to beat them. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll probably see you guys next week, just because my life is kind of boring right now. Nothing interesting has been happening to me, so there's no point in vlogging. And also, all these workouts are all the same, so it's kind of like there's nothing really interesting happening. But anyway, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.